the door swung open to Hollywood's next generation, which was coming ashore in Malibu.
And it was just one of my favorite surfing spots on the whole coast. And all of a sudden, I find all these people I know have houses there.
Donald Sutherland was an old lover of mine from Canada. He told me about this house on Nicholas Beach that was $400 a month, I think. It was a great house right on the beach with 2 bedrooms upstairs and in that hideous 60s A-line split-level style with an avocado green shag rug that was about that deep.
It was very beautiful and very free out there. The ocean was incredible. We were right on these beautiful dunes on a private road, and Michael and Julia Phillips rented a house down the beach.
Julia and Michael Phillips had just produced their first hit, The Sting, for Universal.
We met as neighbors and became very good friends and became, I guess, co-conspirators in a sense, unconscious co-conspirators, in that we began to mix our friends and relationships on a social level, but it became an important career thing.
We were quite arrogant, Jenny and I, about being the queen bees who decided who was in and who was out in this peculiar little rapidly growing crowd of misfits. Jenny was friends with Brian De Palma, who I promptly got a crush on.
They became an item, and he brought Marty out. Marty Scorsese, who brought Harvey Keitel out.
This odd friend of his, Harvey Keitel, who seemed to come with Marty in those days. You didn't get one without the other.
And then, like, Schrader was there.
Marty or Brian had another place, and Michael and Julia Phillips had another place, and somehow between the 3 places, people would run into each other.
I think Milius, did he know Brian, or did he know Margie?
Who first brought Bobby De Niro out? Who first brought Al Pacino out? That's easy. He was going out with Jill.
And Margie brought home her darling little friend, Steven Spielberg.
A bunch of actors, you know, lots of girls. I'm telling you, life was good.
I remember specifically Milius and Spielberg. This is not for me. It wasn't, but there were, yeah, most people smoked. Most people smoked pot.
Brian didn't take drugs. He drank. We all drank a great deal of Almaden Red and West Coast Zip. Stephen didn't take drugs at all, and I don't think ever has. It all made him very nervous. Marty did, and he smoked pot. Harvey smoked pot. Michael and Julia certainly smoked pot and did coke, but we didn't know they were doing coke until she wrote her book. And everybody's response to the book was similar in that, God, I thought we were having a good time. What is this? It was the happiest time of my life. What is this horribly depressing book about a coke addict and some criminals up the road?
Stephen Prince immediately goes into action, says, I'm calling the FBI. And Marty just got this letter, and it's like psycho, and they said, we'll be right over. And Marty says, excuse me, Stephen, there's like 10 grams of cocaine in this office, and you're bringing the FBI in here? So they sent for some poor flunky assistant film editor to bring over a big film guy. And the guy who literally walked out with a cocaine stash as the FBI walks in. And the FBI looks at the thing and, you know, puts it in the plastic envelope and everything. And they say, don't worry, Mr. Scorsese, we'll be with you 24/7 from now on. And Marty's, at this point, like, oh, great, just what I need, right? So his only way of getting out of it was to go on location scouts, right? You tell the FBI guys, you guys go in that car, I'll go in this car, you follow me, right? And he ducked down. It was like crazy.
Stephen certainly wasn't a ladies' man, and Marty wasn't, and Paul Schrader wasn't. I think these were just like, the truth is, on some level they were nerdy guys who wanted to hang out with each other and talk movies and make movies.
There was a chemistry going on between all these people having a chance to meet each other and talk and hang out.
Well, Julia Phillips She pulled everybody together. And of course, she wanted to exploit everybody.
My biggest issues with drugs came during the cocaine days, and they drove you nuts because you're trying to establish one kind of energy, and this other electric, metallic, awful rage is working against you at every turn.
But she actually had a very positive effect because she was full of enthusiasm. What movie do you want to do? Let's see if we can get this done.
We all really rooted for each other in every way, shape, and form. Went to each other's screenings, read each other's screenplays, offered suggestions, offered suggestions about each other's love life. It was all in the pod and up for grabs, and very much a communal experience.
Nicholas Beach, with its rabid, film buff culture, would create both competition and inspiration. Imagine De Palma, Spielberg, Schrader, Milius, Scorsese, all arguing and fighting over movies, favorite directors, and possible projects.